Wait until you see what's in this bag. Hey everyone, it's RobFindsTreasure and welcome back to the channel. Holy cow, look inside this bag. Inside this bag is apparently 20 pounds of wheat cents. 20 pounds of wheat cents in this bag. So how did I get it? I had a random follower or watcher of the channel, never even heard of him before, sent me an email saying he was retiring, he's moving to the Philippines, and he wanted someone else to have all of his wheat pennies that he's been collecting for the last 30 plus years. I asked him what was in the bag. He said it's 20 plus pounds of wheat pennies and a few extra goodies, and that he wanted nothing in return. He's done with collecting for now. He wanted him to go to a good home. So, with all that being said, we are going to dump out this bag. We are going to look to see what dates we have. And on top of that, he said he's never been a variety searcher. He doesn't have a scope, didn't loop any of them. Have fun. If I'm lucky, maybe I can find some good varieties. So we're going to do that. We're going to look for varieties and we're going to see what's in this bag and have some fun doing it. All right, I've got my table set up. I've got the jars ready for the 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, teens. As I go through these, I'll definitely be looking for varieties using my scope. And if I find one of those, we'll let you know. But I know you guys are eager. Let's get this bag. I don't know if we're going to dump it all out right now, but we'll dump a lot of it out. Holy cow, it's heavy. 20 plus pounds. Let's see what's in here. Well, I already see some extra goodies in here. He said there'd be some extra goodies. Looks like we have some Buffalo nickels in here. 1928 out of Denver. Looks like we have an Ike dollar in here. We'll look for varieties on those. We've got some random half dollars. This is all stuff he collected over the last 30 plus years from pocket change. V nickels in here. 1889. So we've got, I even seen an Indian head cent. 1906. So we've got quite the assortment. It's not just Wheaties. He did say there'd be some extra goodies. I didn't know what that meant, but it looks like there's just more than just wheat cents in here. There's an SBA. So yeah, holy cow. And we've got a mixture of everything. Foreign coins, who knows what, but it looks like a pretty fun mixture of goodies for sure. Mostly I see is wheat cents, even some decent steel cents. There's a BU looking wheat cent. Last year, 1958 Denver. And I thought I saw another one that was pretty nice right here. 1956. Holy cow. So let me begin the sort. I'm going to have to get some extra trays up here for the V nickels and the Buffaloes. I'm not going to stare at those dates necessarily yet. Maybe I'll put those at the end of the hunt unless I see something fantastic. But I think what I'll do is I'll get the wheat cents sorted by decade. Like I said, if I find a variety or a better date that I can see offhand, you know I'll bring you in. Let's get this sort started and let's see if we can find some goodies. Well, I'm back. All I've done is slowly dump out the bag little by little, kind of sift through the coins. If I found something that was shiny, I put it there. If I saw a Buffalo nickel or a V nickel, I tossed them in those bins. Have not checked any dates. I did see some random Jefferson nickels. That's the Indian head pennies I saw easily, and that's all the easier to identify big random stuff that I saw in here. And I'm sure if I were to run through here, we'd probably find other Indian head cents and other Buffalo nickels that I probably missed. But that was just the initial sort. And take a look at how much is here. Take a look how much is here. This is going to take a lot longer than I thought. This is going to definitely take a lot longer than I thought. There is so much to go through. So I need to begin the sort. I'll be giving you guys periodic updates if I don't find varieties or better dates. And yeah, wish me luck. Hopefully I'm back in the next hour with a find or at least with an update. All right, I am back. It's probably been 15 minutes. I've made just a little bit of progress. Nothing really that fancy schmancy yet. We do have a 27 Denver, but a pretty good mix overall. Light on the teens as expected. Bring you in though, because down here, we have our first 1909 penny in decent shape. And when I flipped it around, it had the VDB at the bottom. If I scope it for you guys, you can see it. Victor David Brenner right there. So we've got our first 1909. I say first, might be the only one, but since we got one early, could be more than that. So far, that's one of the better finds. I've already shared that one with you, and that goes here. And now, back to the sort. I'm back with another quick update. I am starting to make some progress on the right side of the mat. We have another 1909, this time without the VDB. Let me just double check in case my eyes are bad. Yeah, that's just some damage down there. No VDB on that one. So we've got a couple of 1909s now, and we had a couple of 1930 Denvers, slightly better date as well. The shinies are adding up. So are the Indian head pennies, starting to find some of those. And yeah, let's get back after it. No varieties just yet. All right, we are back. Definitely making some progress. That stack is a lot shorter. It's getting spread out. We're probably past or close to halfway done. 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, and teens. A good mix of them. Some better finds to share with you. We've got a 1930S. Last time we're 30 Denvers. Put that in there. We actually got not one, but two 16S's, as you can see here. And figured since I had the 16S's and saw 16 Denver, I'd also show that. Slightly better dates right there. These are the nicer coins we'll cover at the wrap-up. I think I've added a couple more V-nickels that were in the stack, as well as another handful of Indian head pennies. So definitely making some progress. No varieties yet. We're scoping a ton. Let me get back after it, and let's see if we can get lucky in the second half. We've got another update. We're just about done with this stack. Don't think I'll have another update unless we get lucky. Still no varieties, but quick mention, I did find two more 09P, not the VDBs, just the Phillies. Definitely adding up some side finds here, but just scoped a 1926, and it is a Denver. Now, that's not a super great date, but it's our first 26 Denver. We have found 28 Denvers, 27 Denvers, 25 Denvers. But our first 26 Denver, just wanted to show it to you. Not a bad looking coin. We don't need it. We'll just toss it in with the 20s like I've done with most of the finds other than what's on the top of the board. And the nice ones I'll show you in the wrap up. Let me go ahead and finish this up. Unless I have a good find, I won't be back. All right, we have finished the wheat cent sort from the bag. You've already seen the better dates as I showed them when I found them. These are the best looking coins, and I'll say in advance, some will be BU red, just like those 58 Denvers, and some will not, just like this 57 Philly, but when it looks this nice, look at that. Yeah, it's not BU red, but it is definitely a high mint state, and it is awesome looking. So there's no way I could toss it in the bin and have it jangle around with all the other coins. So the ones that I've kept, they're kept for a reason, but I'll quickly cover them. 58 Phillies are on top, 58 Denvers, 57 Phillies, 57 Denvers, nothing from 56. We did keep a nice 55 Denver and a 55 San Francisco. Couple of 54Ps, a 54 Denver has splotching, but it's still nice. 53P, 53 Denver, and yet again, look at it. Man, very nice looking coin. We got some 52s. And a 52S, don't see those too often in my area. 51 Philly, and again, I know I keep showing them, but they're just beautiful. Just beautiful. 51 Philly, 51 Denvers, and a 51 San Fran, as well as a 1950 San Fran as well. Sorry for my ring camera going off. Moving right down here, we got some 1949s, 1948 Philly and Denvers, 47 Philly, and a pretty nice 1947 Denver as well. We got some 46s here. 45 Philly, a 45 San Francisco with some awesome toning. Probably from just being in the bag. 44P, 44 Denver. The best and only good looking steel cent overall. There's a couple of nice ones, but this was the nicest original one. So I figured I'd keep that 43P. Couple of 42Ps. Couple of 41 Phillies. And this one may have been clean, but I still don't know. It's just so nice. Couldn't send it back. And even this one definitely deserved to be held on to. So when I say send back, I meant sent back into the jar. And then we've got a 1949 in the wrong spot, apparently. And then getting a little bit older, we have 3 decent oldies. A really nice 1939 overall. Splash of red, I know. It's a little bit more circulated than the rest, but still an older date. And then the same thing with this 1937. Great detail. Just a little bit of that copper tarnishing going on. And then look at that 1927. That 27 is a beauty overall. So you can see why I kept the ones down here outside of the jars. Didn't want to get any more damage on them or get any damage at all. These will go into my wheat scent rolls that I keep for the nicer ones. That's what I'm going to do with these. And those will go into my collection. Now that we've done those, we have this stuff. And I'll tell you right now, there's nothing of any value in here other than face value. I will keep the Ike for sure. And I always keep all of the Canadian scents that I find. And there was 3 in that bag. I'll keep those. Now that we've done that, though, we are going to cover these 3 items here. Let me clean off the mat, and let's start with the Indian head scents, because that is a heck of a lot more than I thought would be in there. I didn't know there was any in there, but when I started seeing them, I didn't think there was going to be that many. So we're going to get those sorted by date. I'll bring it back after I got them sorted by date, and I'll cover my finds. I have finished the sort of the Indian head pennies, and I'll tell you right now, it's the typical Indian head penny set that I see when I do an appraisal or when I buy a collection. Basically, it has most of the common dates. A lot of them are not in great shape. It doesn't have any of the better dates. It has none of the rare dates, things like that. No 09s at all. No San Franciscos from 08 or 09, but it has 08, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1900. 99, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94, 93, 92, 91, 90, and 89. 88 and 87 are not that tough, but the 86 and 85 are. 84 should be in the collection, but it's not. They do have an 83, no 82. They have the 81 and 80. 79 is somewhat tough, but still findable. And then it gets really tough prior to 1879, except for one date. Only one date is minted over 16 million, and it's 1865. Still a better coin. Tough to find nowadays, but not back in the days. So it looks pretty good too. It actually has decent details, full liberty on it, but it has environmental damage, has corrosion on it. So it's bummer for that, but still a nice looking coin overall. Not an upgrader for me, but the best coin of the collection as far as when it comes to date. Outside of that, I'd show you them up close, but really, there's nothing to show. They're all standard, what you would find out there, Indian head cents, worth probably about $1 each. Some maybe a couple of bucks, some a few bucks more than that. But at the end of the day, I got those for free. I got the wheat cents for free, and I'm happy about that. Right now, you can't look a gift horse in the mouth. We're not finding a lot of great dates or varieties, but we got a lot of good stuff. And we still have the nickels. Let me get these buttoned up, put to the side, get my nickel mat out, and we'll see what we got with the nickels. The V nickels have been sorted. Yet again, a typical collection. Missing a couple of surprising dates, though. No 1909, no 1904, and no 1898. What it does have, though, is even though it's damaged, that is a tough 1887. Look at the scratching. Somebody scratched this coin to reveal the details, probably because it had burning on it. But that's a crying shame, because it looked like it would have been a pretty decent coin had they not done that. 1887, could have removed it safely in other methods, but either way, it's damaged now. Looks like it was probably caught in a house fire, and they scratched it to make it look like a V-nickel instead of just a dark black coin. We'll take it, don't need it, but still a cool coin. It had an 1883 first year issue, but it's the cheaper one, the more common one, the one without the word cents on the back when they changed it, which is where the saying, just jostling you comes from. And if you don't know about it, look it up. The 1889 nickel is actually a slightly better date, and for some reason, they have a ton of them. What is that? 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. Only this one is in decent shape. They're all pretty rough, either super slick or barely visible dates, things like that. But they're all 1889 regardless, and that is a lower mintage, under 10 million minted. No 90, no 91, no 93 and 94, of course. They also have a slightly better date as well here, 1896. Very slightly better and only in the higher grades. This is a common nickel. But either way, like I said, I'm not mad at getting that many V nickels. Was not expecting those. And because there was a couple of decent dates in these, now we've got to see if we have any decent dates in the Buffaloes. Let me knock those out. I'll bring you guys back with what I found in those and then probably just do a whole video recap. We have got the Buffalo nickels sorted by date and mint. Earliest is 1918. The latest is 1937. No 38 Denver. Not a lot of San Francisco mints. Only 2 San Francisco mints. A 1929 S and a better date with a lower mintage, but it's in terrible shape, of course, like all 1920 Buffalo nickels are. A 1920 S. Couple of decent dates in here. 27 Denver, 28 Denver, 29 Denver. The 27 Denver is the best of the 3. A nice legible date. Good looking coin overall. Just a little bit of the horn still hanging on. And then we also got a 1921 out of Philly. It's dated. It's decent. And there's a few other decent coins in here that are dated. I think I showed them. Did I show the 27? The 27 Philly also is pretty nice for an oldie. And then even the 18s, there's 2 of them. And they're full dated. No Denvers, of course. That would have been nice to get the 18 over 17. And then both 19s are dated. Matter of fact, everything has a date, so I can't complain. All dated Buffaloes. Not a lot of duplicates other than the late 30s, of course, and 1926 for some reason. But good overall looking nickels. Some of them aren't as good. They're still nice. I'll take them, like I said. Definitely a good bunch. So, what are my thoughts on this? Well, first and foremost, I do want to thank Rich in Iowa again. I don't know why you chose me other than your email that said you've been watching me for years and you wanted all these coins to go to a good home and you didn't feel like taking them with you to the Philippines, which I get. That's some weight there. Now, these are more full because I added some of my recent finds from my last several videos in here just to fill them up, make them look better for the shot. But bottom line is, lots of wheats. Didn't expect the Indian head pennies, and we got quite a bit of those. Didn't expect the V nickels. I've already bagged them up with my duplicates over here. Didn't expect the Buffalo nickels. A bonus Ike, some Canadian stuff, and some foreign stuff, and some miscellaneous U.S. stuff. I didn't pay a dime for this. I insisted on sending him a thank you package. He said, nope, he just wants them to go to me. So, what can you do? Rich, thank you again, brother. That was a fun hunt, made for a fun video, hope for you guys, and it was complimentary. Crazy. Either way, hopefully you guys had fun watching. I know we didn't find anything truly valuable, but we didn't plan on it. We just wanted to hunt the stuff and see if there was something that could be valuable, because you never know when the coin in your hand is the valuable variety. If you guys had fun watching this video, please give me that thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting and thanks for watching. Oh, you're still here? Well, I appreciate you watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, I decided to pick out a few more that I think you might enjoy, like that one right there or this one down here. Anyways, thanks for watching, happy hunting, and we'll see you in the next video.